Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the channel. So there's a reason I haven't talked about this one until now. It's not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I needed to get it right, and now the wait's over. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. So, this electric bike has surprised me in a lot of good ways. The seat and the handlebar are easy to adjust, and I can tune them to fit my 5'6" frame, and it still looks like there is room to go higher if I want. It feels natural, almost like a bike that was designed around my height. The standout here is that this is the only electric bike I have seen that can be lowered enough to fit my 10-year-old son. The seat and handlebar go down far enough for him to stand comfortably, which is kind of impressive. At first, his pedaling seemed to line up nicely, and I think it helps that the footrest has a bigger adult diameter. I raise the seat a touch so he can stand on his tiptoes, and suddenly his knees look normal again when he rides. This bike fits my 4'7" 110-pound son and my 5'6" 160-pound body, which means it handles well for a broad range of sizes. When I asked him, he said it does not feel funny, it just feels like a normal bike, which is a nice compliment. The versatility here is earned, and the power is real. I live on a hill, and this thing pulls my 160-pound frame up the incline with ease. It feels controllable in the usual way, but its power is such that my son has to be careful when he is riding because his lighter weight can make it feel like a rocket if I'm not supervising him during the first rides. It runs roughly 15 to 25 miles per hour depending on the ride, and it is quite light and folds up compactly. For the price I paid, I'm happy, especially since this seems to be one of the bikes that can actually fit my son. I have to admit a few not great bits. The manual in the box is basically useless. There is very little information out there, even on video. The cables arrived a bit tangled, and I had to disassemble the riser from the forks to fix them, exposing bearings in the process. After that, I watched online tutorials to assemble it correctly. There is a battery key for on-off and removal. But the display is not intuitive, and changing settings feels like trial and error. I even had to fab fenders to protect against spray, something I would recommend. I'm 5'10" and 215 pounds, and this bike is too big for me, which just proves the sizing is more about the rider than the bike. My partner, who is around 5'4½", can barely touch the ground, but the geometry works for her, and she can rest on the middle part near the battery when stopping, which helps. All in all, I love this thing. It handles bumps, the tires soak things up, the seat is comfortable, and the folding capability makes it easy to store. It is a strong entry into riding again for someone with arthritis, and I am pleased with the purchase so far. Alright, that's going to be it for today's review. Thanks for watching, and if you're curious, the product link is in the description if you want to check details or see any available offers.